Now let's see the STP Phase 2 Employee Transition Wizard in action. From Payroll, click on Single Touch Payroll, then STP Phase 2. Here in the STP portal, you'll see an overview of the key steps to updating your payroll data to be STP Phase 2 compliant. The first step is to update your active payroll employee records. It's essential to complete this first step before moving on to step 2. The STP portal will pull every employee record from your employee list. You only need to update active employee records or employees who may be included in a future pay run. Let's get started and click Update Employee Profiles. This takes you to the payroll employee list, which shows you all of my payroll employee records. This clearly identifies which records need to be updated for STP Phase 2. Remember, some of these records may be old or inactive. You can ignore these and focus on only current active employees or those you may need to pay in the future. I need to update Gabrielle Seymour as she is currently employed in my business. So, I'll click on Update. This takes me to an update screen for Gabrielle, where I will need to define the required fields for STP Phase 2. First, we'll need to select if Gabrielle is an employee or a contractor. Gabrielle is an employee, so I'll choose this option. Next, I'll need to select what type of income Gabrielle earns. There are 3 options to choose from: salary and wages for a regular arm's length employee, closely held payee for working and non-executive directors, family members of a family business or beneficiaries of a trust, and working holiday maker. Gabrielle is a regular arm's length employee, so I'll select salary and wages. The final step in the wizard is to define the tax scale. The tax scale informs the Australian Tax Office which tax schedule to apply to the individual. There are 4 options for tax scale: regular, actors, variety artists and other entertainers, horticulturists and shearers, and seniors and pensioners. Xero Payroll only supports pay-as-you-go withholding for the tax scale of regular. If you are selecting any of the other options, you will need to manually calculate the pay-as-you-go withholding rate that's included in the pay run. Gabrielle is classed as regular, so that's what I'll select. Then I'll save and continue. If you haven't done so already, invite your employees to Xero Me. Xero Me gives access to payslips, timesheets, and the ability to submit leave requests, saving you time in managing these common requests. All you need is your employee's email address. If your employee's email address is already in payroll, the email field will auto-populate. Xero Me is complimentary for all Xero Payroll users. My employee will get an email and instructions to download Xero Me and get access to their payslips, leave requests, and timesheets. Then I'll just click Invite. Now let's click back to Employees. On the employee list, Gabrielle is now showing with no action required and the update option has disappeared. So let's move on to the next person in our list, Alexandra. And then I'll click Update. Alexandra is a contractor, so I'll select the contractor option. I have also set up Alexandra in Xero Payroll in order to make superannuation payments using AutoSuper. Next, I'll need to define an income type, and there are 2 income types available for contractors. The first is non-employee. This category is what you would consider a traditional subcontractor. You would use this option to pay a contractor based on an hourly rate or an invoiced amount. The second income type is labour hire. This option is to be used by labour hire firms when paying staff they've placed at a client organisation. For Alexandra, I'll choose non-employee. Next, I'll need to provide her ABN. This is required for all contractors. I will also need to provide Alexandra's tax file number or TFN as part of the transition to STP Phase 2. Once the transition is complete later on in the year, you will no longer need to provide TFNs for contractors in Xero Payroll. I'll enter the TFN and click Save and Continue. So that's 2 examples of how to update your existing employee records, one for a regular employee and another for a contractor. Once you've done this a few times, you should be able to make the changes to your employee records in only a few moments. When all your active employees have been updated, navigate back to the STP portal and mark step 1 as done. It's then time to move on to step 2, which is updating your pay items. So that's how to use the Employee Transition Wizard to update your existing payroll employee records. And lastly, keep an eye on Xero Central for more support content to help guide you through the transition to Single Touch Payroll Phase 2.